This project design is a little bit different, really non-traditional in terms of interchanges that we would typically use on our facilities. The typical interchanges you see throughout the freeway system are what we refer to as diamond interchanges. They're spread out, you exit to the right, and you get your access at the top of the surface street. This is similar with that respect, but the design name for this particular interchange is the median urban diamond. And why it's the median urban diamond is you get your access out of the median of Grand Avenue. So I'm going to flip back a slide to just kind of paint this picture a little bit. So these are the median ramps within the median of Grand Avenue. To get your access to Bell Road in either direction, east or to the west, you would essentially exit to the left instead of to the right to get to the top of Bell Road, and you can make the movement. So when you get to the top of Bell Road, those movements are very similar to the movements you would make on a normal interchange. Again, the only difference here is the access comes from the median of the roadway. So if you've driven the Loop 101 near Cardinal Stadium, there's an interchange very similar to this at Maryland Avenue. Although that's an HOV lane ramp that goes up and gets you access to Maryland Avenue, this interchange is very similar. The other element to this project is the relocation of 134th Drive. That access is actually that access by the pawn shop, and there's an auto parts store there near the U-Haul. Because this is a bridge structure and there's retaining walls, we're not able to maintain this access point any longer. You can see we're cul-de-sacking 134th Drive off. We're relocating it to a new location between the pawn shop and Cactus Jack's auto dealership, and that'll become 134th Avenue. That lines up directly with the city's park and ride lot. Again, so the interchange access changes, goes about 300 feet or so to the east, and the signalized intersection goes with it. Okay. From a design standpoint, this project is a design-build project. It's a little bit different delivery method. It kind of builds some efficiency in, it streamlines the process a bit, where we get the design team and the contractor together at the same time, and they're designing and building this as they go. It's not a traditional design bid build where it's low bid. They were able to already find some efficiency in terms of the design itself. They were able to reduce the elevation of the bridge on the west side, which is important. That's where the majority of the businesses are located, Surprise Marketplace. They were able to find about a 6-foot reduction in bridge height there. So that's important. 6 feet might not seem like a lot, but that's a lot to the business community when visibility is one of their top priorities. So that team was able to find that design change. They couldn't find it on the other side because the railroad clearance needs to be a little bit higher than the clearance from trucks on the Grand Avenue side. So the project itself, Kaufman Specialties is the contracting team. Our State Transportation Board awarded this project officially on January 15th of this year. The type of work that you're seeing out there right now is utility relocation work. So all the different utility companies are out there relocating their utilities that could be in conflict with our project. There's also work going on Grand Avenue, and I'll get to some of the phasing elements of the project with that later. The big element of this project, that it requires a full closure of Bell Road for about 6 to 8 months. I talked about the relocation of 134th Drive, and the total project duration is 14 months. So I mentioned the Bell Road closure itself is 6 to 8 months, but the overall project duration is 14 months. I'm not sure if you've seen these. Sir?
How far on Bell Road from where to where?
All right, I was getting to that. So this is the map. Hopefully this map is kind of saturating itself throughout the community. We've been getting out there and getting this map out there an awful lot during presentations, but this will be the official detour route during the Bell Road closure. So motorists will use Dysart to Greenway up to Litchfield to reconnect to Bell Road in the westbound direction and vice versa in the eastbound direction. So sir, to answer your question, and I'm going to flip ahead a bit because I want to show the different types of signage that are going to be along the detour route. There'll be soft closures at Dysart Road and Litchfield Road, and this is the type of signage that you'll see at that location. It'll say road closed to through traffic, local traffic, business traffic only. So we don't want to trap commuters that are looking for that continuity over Grand Avenue within the business development and have to turn all that traffic around through the business development. So that's why this sign will be placed and a soft closure will be in effect. And I'm going to flip back. So at Dysart Road, you'll see that sign located. But sir, to answer your question, we're going to allow access, business access on this particular side up to 134th Drive. So we do want to continue to encourage folks to patronize the businesses, but we also want to encourage folks to take the localized detour route for that continuity. So again, on the east side, soft closure at Dysart, business access up to 134th Drive. On the west side, it's Litchfield Road is the soft closure. You're gonna be able to get business access all the way up to West Point Parkway on the west side. Now flipping ahead again, the detour will be clearly marked as well with the next series of signs. Essentially, I mentioned if you're traveling westbound on Bell Road, you'll have signs that'll be, we call them trailblazing signs because they blaze your trail and to get you going back in the direction that you were initially wanting to go. So we'll have trailblazing signs down Dysart through Greenway up to Litchfield Road. So if you're traveling westbound on Bell Road, the signs will say on Dysart westbound Bell Road, Greenway westbound Bell Road, and Litchfield westbound Bell Road to get you pointed back in westbound direction of Bell Road, and vice versa on the east side. We'll also have our electronic message boards illuminated throughout the project. We're working with the county to see if we can utilize all the overhead electronic message boards along Bell Road all the way to Loop 101 throughout the project. So by no means do we want to steer people away from the business community. We want to focus on the local detour route, but we also want to pre-warn folks that if they don't want to get up to the soft closure points, that there's other options that they can take.
Is there still gonna be access then on Grand for all the businesses like Walmart, Home
Yep.
Depot, all that? So that's, if you're gonna go to those, get to Grand Avenue and get in and out that way is probably gonna be your best way.
Yeah, and I'll cover that more in the phasing of the project because it really illustrates it better. There's an actual aerial map as a part of that, but this map does illustrate it to a certain extent with the other arrow. I wanted to call out the orange arrow because that is your continuity. Although Bell Road is closed, Grand Avenue remains open throughout this project, although down to 2 lanes in each direction. So you will be able to get access from Dysart to go either direction of Grand Avenue to get access to those businesses as well. All right, so to get into the phasing, the first phase of the project is already complete. This occurred in the month of February. The primary objective of the first phase was to remove the existing medians of Grand Avenue. So that took Grand Avenue down to 2 lanes in each direction. They removed the existing medians between Litchfield and Dysart roads, and they paved over them to facilitate future traffic shifts so they could build those elevated ramps in phases. So that has already occurred and is done. Phase 2 is the current phase that we're in. This phase lasts until April 1st. This phase actually has traffic on the eastbound or southbound lanes of Grand Avenue. So both bounds of Grand Avenue traffic are now sharing the existing eastbound or southbound lanes. The work zone is focused near the railroad tracks in what was the northbound or westbound lanes. Work then starts also in this phase at 134th Drive, relocating and building that new access. Sir, to call out your question, I can do that here. The 2 signalized intersections also are great access points. Town Center Drive near Applebee's entrance and Bel Grande near the Carl's Jr. near Lowe's are 2 access points and signalized intersections that will always remain open throughout this project. So motorists can feel confident to get business access through those 2 points. These green arrows also call out the different access points that will be available for each phase, and those will change as I go through these slides. But in this particular case, you have 3 different access points that'll be right in, right outs off of Grand Avenue. So the next phase will occur April 1st through June. Essentially, Grand Avenue traffic is still sharing those lanes that I mentioned, 2 lanes in each direction. As you can see, the access points and green arrows have changed in this particular phase. Work is still occurring on 134th Drive or Avenue, and now Bell Road is closed. The objective to close Bell Road was missing spring training and 2 holiday shopping seasons. So we're starting directly after spring training ends. Closure goes into effect April 1st, the night of. We took a lot of care in making that decision. We didn't want to build this project 18 months of unknown traffic conditions, building the bridge in phases. For a business community, that's pretty difficult for traffic to understand what condition is the roadway going to be in today. And if you don't have that certainty, you tend to stay away. So we wanted to build certainty into the closure itself. We went and visited all 300 businesses. Their primary concerns were time and duration of the project, and then we kind of matched that back to what the community told us during the environmental stage, and they pretty much said, get this project done. So that helped us make the decision to close Bell Road. So 6 to 8 months of closure time. Again, missing 2 spring trainings, 2 holiday shopping seasons, builds more certainty around travel patterns and business planning and emergency response. The other thing is that we're doing it over summer months when traffic volumes are a little bit less. Winter visitors have now gone back to their other homes. So there was a lot of thought process with our decision as a part of the closure itself. So the next phase also, Bell Road still closed. This is June through November. Traffic now has shifted on Grand Avenue to the existing northbound or westbound lanes. The work zone then becomes where traffic is currently today. Traffic is still 2 lanes in each direction on Grand Avenue. At this time, 134th Avenue is now open. And as you can see, there are no access points available off of Grand Avenue for business access. This is the key area where Town Center Drive and Bel Grande become your primary points of access. We just can't take traffic in the northbound area and cross them all the way over into work zones safely to get access to the businesses. Final phase of construction still has traffic in a condition on Grand Avenue that was currently, so northbound, westbound lanes. 134 Drive is open, or Avenue is open, and Bell Road is now open. So in this particular final phase, they are just wrapping up final elements on Grand Avenue. From a standpoint of project coordination, we're continuing to coordinate with the City of Surprise Economic Development Department. We've gone out and visited all 300 businesses again to get them prepared for this, ask them what they need from us to get through this project from a collateral standpoint. We have emergency response meetings every month. We call them transportation system management meetings, where we gather all of the different projects in the area. There's 303 projects going on. There's going to be another interchange project going on Grand Avenue at Thunderbird at this time. We want to make sure everybody's coordinated. Most importantly, emergency responders. We want to have them understand where they can get access on all of these projects at any given time. Traffic control coordination is going to be critical. When the closure goes into effect April 1st, it's not going to be an April Fool's Day joke. It's going to be chaos at best. It's not going to be perfect, and we realize that. The county, ADOT, and the City of Surprise are ready to stand by and assess the detour route and make adjustments to the signal timing and signs accordingly to enhance the flow of traffic the best we possibly can. We continue to coordinate with the public. That's why I'm here today, is we want to get the word out. We want to build the buzz and awareness around the project. I've been doing that with all the HOAs in the area. I work with PORA here in Sun City West. I attend their meetings once a month. And our continued partnership with the city and county is critical. So I'm going to flip to the last slide. This is our information. We have a dedicated email address for this project. I encourage you to sign up for this. We do send weekly alerts out that updates you on the project, but know that when Bell Road is closed, the project is really going to be static for quite some time. There's not going to be a lot going on. They're going to be focused on building the bridge for 6 to 8 months. You know, the condition of Grand Avenue is really going to be just flip-flopping traffic throughout each phase, 2 lanes in each direction, but from there it's a pretty easy project to understand. It's closure, flip-flop, and done, we're open. We have a project hotline as well and a website. So this presentation is on our website, as well as several other renderings to kind of help better illustrate what the bridge will look like when complete. There's actually some drive-through simulation on that website too, so I encourage you to visit our website. But happy to take any questions Bel Grande related or ADOT related, other projects in the area that you might have questions about. Ma'am?
What is I thought this was supposed to facilitate traffic.
Yeah.
And how is it doing that after it's completed?
Yeah, so this project to facilitate traffic, the key thing is it breaks grade with the railroad. So no more stopping for railroad or the trains on Bell Road. It also takes away the movement of Grand Avenue. So we don't have a stop condition on Grand Avenue after this project, which increases the signal timing for Bell Road. You have to account for that movement. So Grand Avenue becomes free flow at the end of this project, no stopping at Bell Road. So those 2 conditions help really enhance the traffic in the area. It also enables the City of Surprise to take over controlling the signal. Right now, ADOT controls the signal at Bel Grande. We don't have the technology to link all that up into one system. Surprise will. They will take over managing the signal timing on Bell Road. It becomes in their system, which then they can synchronize all the different signals within the City of Surprise.
What about the businesses that are right at that intersection, like
Olive Garden, right?
Olive Garden and Red Lobster? Are they going away, or are they?
No. The only businesses that are going away that we've acquired as a part of the project, let me back up. So U-Haul is the business here. There's that strip mall right next to U-Haul that had the Octane Lounge, I believe, Enterprise Rent-A-Car, Cricket, and the auto parts store.
Right.
We've acquired that whole complex, and we are relocating those businesses. But it's actually attractive to U-Haul because that's going to enhance their operations there from an access standpoint. So U-Haul is interested in purchasing that from our acquisition. Because we couldn't provide access at 134th Drive any longer, they have to get access from 134th Avenue. So that business will actually help enhance their operations. But no other businesses are going away. There will be some common area that we will need to take, some parking stalls, some of that landscaping near those areas, but no other businesses are required as a part of the project.
And what's gonna happen to the park and ride that's right near the U-Haul?
Yeah, the park and ride will be relocated temporarily during the closure, and I believe it's gonna be at Dreamcatcher Park there in the city of Surprise. They're gonna relocate it just during the full closure only to keep that accessible.
I live near Greenway, and right now it's on
Yeah.
one lane, is all that gonna be completed, because that's a detour.
The question is Greenway Road, it has a city project to widen Greenway Road to add capacity there. There'll be some overlap, they anticipate having that done, I believe, in June, but they're not taking away any capacity, so that's important. Although orange cones tend to have people slow down and can deter some traffic flow, but they're not taking away capacity, they'll actually add capacity, and when it's finished, it will help enhance the detour routes.
Did you get onto Bell going south on Grand?
Yes, absolutely. Let me maybe just take some time to walk through some different movements. I was hoping my pointer would work, but it doesn't show up on there all that well. So in this particular case, this ramp here holds access northbound, access on Grand Avenue to get either east or west on Bell Road. So you would exit this ramp here. But this ramp also holds access going towards Phoenix. So if you want access going to the south from Bell Road onto Grand Avenue, you would also get it through this ramp. So if you exit, say, traveling northbound on Grand Avenue, you would exit the median. If you want to go eastbound towards Peoria, you would essentially just make a right-hand turn at the signalized intersection and go eastbound. If you want westbound access, you would take a left-hand turn. So if you're traveling on Bell Road, say coming from the west, traveling eastbound, you want to go towards Phoenix, you would essentially travel eastbound Bell Road, make your right-hand turn to get access traveling in the southbound direction towards Phoenix off of that same ramp, and vice versa on the other side.
Did you just say there's gonna be a signal at that, on
Yes.
Bell? Then how are they gonna stop traffic if we're eliminating stoplights on Bell Road?
We're not eliminating stoplights on Bell Road, we're eliminating the signal condition on Grand Avenue. Because we're breaking grade, so Bell Road goes over the top of Grand Avenue, but we have to control Bell Road still and protect movements. So it's no different than a Loop 302 Bell Road interchange. The only difference from functionality is the design element of it. You exit to the left-hand side instead of the right-hand side. The signal and all those movements are the same as any other intersection that you would drive on our freeway system.
If you're coming west on Bell Road,
Uh-huh.
and your intention is to go west on Grand,
Yeah.
is there gonna be signage on El Mirage or prior to El Mirage to push them up to the 303? So they don't cut through R.H. Johnson?
Yeah, so. This detour route, and I've been working a lot with the county on this. This detour route is our official advertised detour route. We can't control where people are gonna go. It's a local road. R.H. Johnson is a local road. We can't prohibit folks from using it. But what we've done as a part of this project is we realize the county has limited resources when it comes to enforcement. They have speeding issues already, is what I'm hearing at my committee meetings. ADOT as a part of this project has built in a line item to help with some resources for enforcement where needed. So we are actually gonna be funding additional enforcement throughout the closure. So you'll see more officer presence in this area, patrolling the area, looking for problem areas, and they will be issuing citations during this project. So
Will they try to
we're
push
not,
it?
we can't try to deter people from using this, but by all means, we're not gonna be telling folks to use, hey, how about R.H. Johnson as an alternate route? No, we also wanna take into account West Point Parkway because that goes through residential areas too. We're not gonna be encouraging that at all. We're sticking with our official detour route. We wanna keep it localized. I don't want to push traffic away from the business core because that's disingenuous to the business community as well. We want to encourage folks to patronize the businesses.
What's the overall cost of the project?
Overall cost of the project is $42 million. With below the line items, it's $52 million total cost.
What about large trucks going down R.H. Johnson? Will there be a limitation?
That would have to be something that the county would have to put into place through an ordinance of some sort or an enforcement. I'm not sure if there's limitations there now. I doubt it. But the main objective is not to prohibit usage, but to enforce bad usage of the road, right? So we can't prohibit people from using the road, but we want them to use it respectfully and safely. Sir?
The emissions inspection station off of Westgate
Yeah.
at 134th Drive,
Yep.
is that still going to be in that same?
Yeah, absolutely. That's not gonna change at all. So this location, I believe it's right behind U-Haul.
Right.
Yeah, so no, feel confident that your business access in this area is gonna be maintained. It's just gonna shift to the east a bit during this project. So when Bell Road goes into effect, you're gonna start seeing them working on the new alignment of 134th Avenue, which is that, again, that access between Cactus Jack's and the pawn shop. Before they close down 134th Drive, there's gonna maybe be a time period where you'll have to use Dysart Road as they make the flip-flop. But they're building a new access before they close the old access.